The Carnoturus, a joke of dinosaurs. Now, the Carnotaurus is sometimes mocked because of one simple thing. Its arms are tiny. Yes, its arms are tiny. Its arms are so tiny that if it fell over, it probably cannot lift itself up. So that's why it sometimes avoids most fights, even though it can take them off. So find something and decide to try to kill it. And technically it's stronger. But sadly, due to its abilities, it cannot. And also it is getting double attack and it dies. It decides to come back. And that's why it avoids most fights. Because of that very reason. Why you can almost go for a tiny Pyroraptor at this point. So it decides to go back to pond. Tease its enemy again. So the Carnotaurus decides to leave the pond, even though it wasn't even in it at the first place. It just means to get away from it, but it sees a problem. It encounters a Tyrannus and realizes it's stronger than it, so it decides to take it on. But due to its good speed and tactics, it is not winning. On the verge of death, it dies. Realizing it needs some help from its buddies, decides it's in the desert now. And it's very hot. And it roars out to all the dinosaurs that are in the desert, signaling, I'm bigger than you and stronger. Even though there might be a lie, even though there might be a Brachiosaurus or maybe a Titanosaurus in the desert. But luckily for it, there's nothing in the desert. It wishes it could die right on the spot, but it finds something, a cave. It figured it's cold, but it's not, and realized it got trapped in a hole. And so I tried to go back, but it could not fit. Its tail's getting in the way from fitting, so I had to rot in here until something killed it. Out in the desert. Until it decides that it can maybe break it. So it charges forward, and luckily it works. Oh, the tight squeeze with all the rocks being in the way. But luckily, it wasn't able to make it out. Well, because the tail in the opening, it can't escape. So it decides to ram itself out. And luckily it worked. It's time to grab a sip of water before going out. Luckily you can easily
So what's up, Doc? What's up, Doc?
decide to
I couldn't hear you. Yeah, and I thought you were done. Because I heard Joaquin's thing go on and off. So I'm like, oh, they must be talking. But
so decides
how long is this video gonna be?
so the Carnoturus decides to follow the Gallimimus. Figured they're to man's size. Or maybe land a chomp or two. So corner the only exit. And start waiting. And the Carnoturus makes a mistake of charging straight for it. How is this a mistake? Well, because the Gallimimus is faster than it. Agile. And it tries to chase after it. But it gets away. The Carnoturus feel defeated and decides to get in the bush to die of hunger. This is the end of the Carnoturus.